Hi, welcome to Loft 801. My name is Diego, and today I'm talking about one of my most unexpectedly hype Indian action movies I've ever seen, Jaat. It's a 153-minute Hindi language action thriller directed by Gopichan Malaneni in his Hindi debut, starring Sunny Deol as Baldev Pratap Singh and Randeep Hooda as crime lord Varadaraja Ranatunga. Quick heads up, this review may contain the occasional minor spoiler, but I'll do my very best to avoid them. Also, I want to thank Kohli Singh for requesting this review. I appreciate it. At its core, Jaat has a very simple spine. A ruthless criminal empire versus a one-man wrecking ball who just wants a sincere apology and justice for oppressed villagers. We open with a gloriously over-the-top slow-mo of some Jaffna Tiger Force soldiers, wiping out some Sri Lankan soldiers and escaping to India, bribing officials and establishing a criminal empire. Cut to the present day, and this movie introduces its big hook. The president of India receives a horrifying package: severed, bloody fingers and a letter from a girl in Motupalli. If they don't get help within 24 hours, their heads will be next. The president dispatches CBI officer Satyamurthy to investigate. From there, the plot splits between 1. The villagers of Motupalli who uncover a field full of headless bodies, 2. The nightmare reputation of Ranatunga who rules through beheadings, mutilations, and forceful evictions, and 3. The arrival of a mysterious passenger, Jaat, whose entire personal crusade starts because someone knocked over his plate of idlis and refused to say sorry. The apology gimmick might sound silly on paper, but this movie commits to it so hard that it genuinely becomes a very satisfying running motif. Every time someone refuses to apologize, you know they're about to get absolutely demolished. It honestly feels like a Dragon Ball plot, and I love that. I also love how the movie slowly intertwines Jaat's seemingly petty say sorry mission with the villagers' much bigger fight against tyranny. One of my favorite beats is when Jaat finally reaches Ranatunga's mansion. He's initially there to demand an apology, and Ranatunga gives it twice. Jaat is ready to leave when he notices discarded police uniforms, blood trails, and a locked room. Once he realizes there are female officers inside, his small personal grievance turns into a full-blown war. What's great about this plot is that it's mythic and clean. An oppressed village, a monstrous overlord, and a lone warrior who refuses to let injustice slide are one of my favorite kinds of stories. I also love the Ramayana parallels. Ranatunga is like the avatar of the demon king Ravana. Jaat is the avatar of Rama. In short, this is a good versus evil story that I found incredibly satisfying. I only have 2 minor complaints about the film. Firstly, the opening with the Sri Lankan section goes by pretty quickly, and I don't think it fully sells how dangerous Ranatunga will become. Secondly, when the woman cops try to apprehend Ranatunga, the stakes feel fake. The women easily dominate the men outside the home, but then are instantly overpowered within the home. Ultimately, it feels a little staged. Again, these are minor complaints in a plot that absolutely worked for me. Tone-wise, this movie is loud, and I loved it. I love how the violence is cartel-level brutal. Decapitations, bodies on fire, and heads carried through villages really sell the danger of Ranatunga and his crime family. When it comes to the action, I felt like I was watching Arkham City Batman cranked to 11. Jaat was one-punching dudes through furniture, snapping spines Bane style, dodging bullets, and tearing bars off of doors. Watching him drag bodies, swing fans, and bulldoze through walls is pure fun. The dialogue was also operatic and sometimes cheesy, but in a way that matched the mythic vibe. I loved how this movie was brutal, bloody, and long, and how the tone was comic book consistent. I don't think there are very many actors who can sell the one-man army vibe. Sunny Deol certainly can. I love his gruff, Jason Statham energy. His swagger and machismo perfectly fit this Herculean character. Also, Sunny Deol has insane physicality for a 67-year-old. He moves around and has fun in the action sequences. He's perfect for a gruff, old-school slap you silly or a farming hero. Randeep Hooda is equally fantastic as Ranatunga. His backstory is believable, and the montage of him terrorizing villages is genuinely infuriating. I wanted to see this man destroyed. The way he weaponized humiliation by stripping villages and publicly decapitating 10 brothers who dared to resist him makes him truly despicable. There are no moral grays in this film. It is pure good versus evil. The only slight complaint I'll make is that once Jaat enters full god mode, Ranatunga can't quite keep up. I was hoping he would give Jaat a tougher fight than he did, like Bahubali versus Balaladeva. Still, in terms of villains you love to hate, Hooda is perfect. The supporting cast sells this stylized and brutal world. Regina Cassandra is excellent as Ranatunga's wife, Bharti. I hated her. Her gleeful cruelty makes her just as punchable as her husband. The mother, played by Ramya Krishnan, gives that classic matriarchal menace, pushing her son to violence and then collapsing when the empire crumbles. Syama Kher and others play Vijaya Lakshmi and the female officers. They're tonally uneven early on, but once they've been abused and rescued, they gain emotional weight. I love how Jaat called them his sisters in arms and sold the found family angle. Satyamurthy has a fun and grounded presence from Jagapathy Babu. I think he's the most underutilized actor in this film. I would have loved to see him in more of the scenes. Visually, this movie is epic. I loved how the Rama celebration sequence was an ocean of orange powder, flags, dancers, and devotional energy. I loved the desert and Jaat walking with heat waves. I especially loved the big house fights. I loved seeing Jaat tear through Ranatunga's mansion, the police station, and more. The way bodies ragdolled sold the power behind every hit. Lastly, the climax was incredibly fun with fists, guns, rockets, and much, much more. Is the CGI blood noticeable? Definitely, but for me, it never pulled me out of the moment. Instead, it helped heighten the graphic novel tone. Again, in my head, I kept comparing Jaat to the Arkham series Batman. He would make impossible counters, bone-snapping takedowns, and had an almost supernatural durability. Seeing that on screen was so much fun. The music by Thaman S is a huge part of why this movie works for me. There are 3 major songs worth calling out. O Rama Shri Rama is a big devotional number tied to Lord Rama. I love how it doubled as mythic foreshadowing for Jaat's arrival as Rama's avatar. I also love the belly dance song during Ranatunga's business meetings. It's unabashed and fun with great choreography, catchy rhythm, and a gross opulence. Lastly, I love Jaat's theme song. It's his personal anthem for breaking barriers with his hands, moving forward with strength and spirit, and rising. That song had me ready to square up with Ranatunga too. Also, one totally random thing is that I've never seen a movie show its title card so late in the film. Literally, this movie shows its title card 1 hour and 14 minutes into the movie. It was bizarre, but it also perfectly fit with Jaat's theme. So for me, the soundtrack absolutely enhanced the spectacle of this movie. The final thing I want to mention is that despite being 2 hours and 33 minutes, this movie goes by quickly. I am genuinely the target audience for these kinds of movies. I had so much fun seeing all these villains get their comeuppance, and the triumph of good over evil had me on the edge of my seat. Jaat is a larger-than-life, bone-crunching, mythology-infused action epic that reminds me of why I love Indian cinema so much. It's messy, it's loud, it's outrageous, and it absolutely swings for the fences. It's like watching a live-action anime such as Dragon Ball. Between Sunny Deol bulldozing through entire armies, Randeep Hooda delivering a villain so vile you're practically begging for his downfall, Thaman S's thunderous soundtrack that turns every fight into a war anthem, this movie gave me everything I wanted and more. Sure, a couple of scenes feel a little rushed or staged, but when a film delivers this much style, brutality, heart, and unapologetic mass cinema energy, those flaws barely matter. Jaat is a straight-up blast, a celebration of justice, heroism, and mythic storytelling, wrapped in pure action spectacle, and I can't wait to watch it again. For me, this is an easy recommendation, especially if you love over-the-top Indian action as much as I do. Thank you for listening to my review of Jaat. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and hit subscribe. If you did not enjoy the content, thank you for sticking around. As always, I would love to read what you have to say, so leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking. Also, if there's something you want to see reviewed, don't forget to let me know and I will do my best to get to it. Kohli Singh, thank you again for your request. Lastly, if you want to see some more from me, then you can check out my vlogs linked up above or my podcast, Good Friends. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Diego and I will see you next time.